everyone, and welcome to this trip report. We're starting our journey here in Geneva, Switzerland, and today we are flying with TAP, which is the flag carrier of Portugal. We're flying from Geneva to Lisbon on the A320 in economy class, and then we are connecting from Lisbon to Rio de Janeiro on the A330neo in business class. And interestingly enough, TAP Portugal was actually the launching customer of the Airbus A330neo back in 2018. So I'm very excited for this trip. I actually don't really know what to expect because I don't know much about TAP Air Portugal. So let's hop on board and see how it goes. The lineup for check-in today was not very long. Since TAP Air Portugal is a member of Star Alliance, you could check in at the Swiss counters. Please be aware of the fact that Geneva Airport can be very busy, especially during the winter holiday season. Welcome aboard this TAP Air Portugal Airbus A320. The cabin looks very nice at first glance, however what's really noticeable is how restricted the legroom is in economy class. The seats featured a standard tray table and there were no power sockets. The pushback was delayed by about 60 minutes due to the late arrival of the aircraft. Luckily, I had a connection time of about 3 hours in Lisbon. Unfortunately, there is no complimentary service on intra-European flights with TAP Air Portugal. This is quite disappointing, I must say, considering that most of TAP Air Portugal's flights within Europe are about 2 to even 3 hours long, due to Portugal's geographic location. Alright, so welcome to Lisbon airport here in Portugal. So now we're gonna go and check out the TAP Air Portugal lounge. Overall, this is quite a small lounge, and I can imagine that it gets very busy, especially in the afternoon when TAP Air Portugal has many flights departing to North America and Brazil. However, I have to say that the food offering was actually quite impressive. Also, if you ever come to Portugal, you must try the famous pastéis de nata. Here is our Airbus A330-900 that will be taking us tonight down to Rio de Janeiro with a flying time of approximately 9 hours and 35 minutes. Welcome aboard. This will be my seat number 7A. I have to say my first impression of the cabin and the seats is that it looks very nice. As you can see, waiting at my seat were a blanket and a soft pillow wrapped in plastic. Right in front of you there was a large in-flight entertainment screen that could be pulled out. Besides the seat there was a storage compartment where you could find the headphones, the amenity kit and a water bottle. I also really like the wood finishes around the seat. There was also a universal power socket and a USB port. There is a fairly large tray table that comes out from under the in-flight entertainment screen. Next to the seat you could find the seat controls as well as another small storage compartment. A smart feature was how you could lower both armrests to provide more space when the seat is in bed mode. The legroom is generous as the footwell is quite deep. Overall, this is a very good business class seat. My only criticism would be that it's not as spacious as it looks like. It's only once you sit down that you realize how close you're sitting to the in-flight entertainment screen. This aircraft was Wi-Fi enabled. oranges as a welcome drink, and this should be a great flight.
Abra as bagagens com cuidado para evitar a queda de objetos.
Mantenha sempre os corredores desimpedidos, bem como as primárias.
Even though we started boarding the flight a bit late, the pushback was done perfectly on time, so I was really impressed. The service began with a hot towel just after takeoff. You could see the menu on the in-flight entertainment screen since no paper menus were provided. I pre-ordered a vegetarian meal and it tasted pretty good. However, the dining experience was the disappointing part of this flight. The appetizer, main course and dessert were all served on the same tray about 1 hour after a takeoff with no service beforehand, not even a drink. Nevertheless, I do have to say that the quality of the food was decent. The flight attendants handed out some chocolates to us to finish off the dinner. The amenity kit unfortunately was also a bit disappointing. It did contain all the essentials you need for a long-haul flight, however it was very basic and didn't really feel premium like on some other airlines. On the contrary, the headphones were of really good quality and I was quite impressed, I have to say. I also really liked the TAP Portugal in-flight map as there were lots of interesting features and interesting information regarding the flight. There was a remote control for the in-flight entertainment screen, although the touch screen was very sensitive and within easy reach. To continue on a positive note, the TAP Air Portugal in-flight entertainment system really exceeded my expectations. The system is very easy to use and there is a very good selection of movies and music. I suppose this was the logical cartoon to watch on this flight. The lavatories at the front of the A330neo were only for business class passengers and were spacious and kept decently clean throughout the flight. Here you can see the seat when it's converted into the bed mode. Overall, this is a comfortable seat and relatively wide, although the seat cushion could be a bit softer. Also, one strange thing I noticed is that there is a hole between the plastic seat shell and the seat itself when it is converted in the fully lie-flat position, which means that you have to be careful of where you put your pillow. Nevertheless, I was still able to sleep comfortably for about 6 hours. I woke up about 1 hour before landing in Rio de Janeiro and that's when the breakfast was served. Once again, the food was alright but nothing special, although I do have to praise the crew for how efficient the breakfast service was, as they really tried their best to maximize sleep for the passengers, since the breakfast was served only about 1 hour before landing. After 8 years, I was really excited to land back into South America. We then started a normal approach onto runway 15 at Rio de Janeiro-Galeão International Airport, before suddenly initiating a go-round procedure. Soon you will be able to see incredible views of the Rio de Janeiro-Galeão International Airport. The pilots informed us in an announcement that the air traffic control asked them to abort the landing because too many aircraft were landing at the same time. The strange thing was that when we landed 10 minutes later, the airport wasn't busy at all. I suppose that perhaps the distance between the aircraft landing in a sequence was not respected, or that the aircraft which landed just before us did not clear the runway on time. I was lucky enough to have very nice views of the entire Bay Area in Rio de Janeiro. Here you can see the Ilha do Governador, where the Galeão Airport is located. It's very interesting because the Galeão Airport is built on an island which itself is located in a bay. Alright, so welcome to Rio de Janeiro, and that was a great flight on the TAP Airbus A330neo in business class. Overall, I had a very enjoyable flight in business class with TAP Air Portugal. I have to say that I believe that TAP is an underrated airline, as it often gets overshadowed by larger European carriers like Air France, British Airways, KLM or Lufthansa. TAP has very modern aircraft seats and a very good in-flight entertainment system. The A330neo is definitely their best aircraft. However, TAP could improve their soft product, especially the service and the in-flight catering. And if they do so, they certainly have the potential to become one of the better airlines in Europe. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give a like, and I would really appreciate if you could subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much and happy travels.